Hello, good evening, and welcome to this week's edition of Mackmyra Life with me, Micky Plummer. And tonight we have special guests Ben Roy and Jordan White from the Whisky Nest.
Hi, Micky.
How's it going?
How are we doing, guys? You well?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Yeah, good. Thanks for having us, Micky.
Fantastic. Glad you could both be here. So watchers, we're going to talk about the Whisky Nest and their journey so far as well as we go on. But just to remind you all, we've got a special pack online at the moment for our Christmas show, our one-off Christmas show on the 29th of December for £28.95. The pack gets you 5 CL of Motorhead, Vinterglud, Shush Bosh Rook, our brand new moment, and a very, very limited edition from a single cask, 7386, which is a peated Oloroso cask. So tonight we'll be finding out about Ben and Jordan and the Whisky Nest, and maybe why you should be signing up, and talking about the customer's experience of our Ready Cask program. So for the next hour or so, guys, pour yourself a dram, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Where we get to know a bit more about Ben and Jordan and the Whisky Nest. So, guys, thanks for joining us. Tell us a bit about yourselves and how you became business partners.
I didn't get that.
You want to lead, Ben?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Go for it.
Yeah, so Ben and I have worked together for numerous years, and it was quite evident from early on that we shared a passion for whiskey, and quite often after sort of long days together, we'd hit the bar and sort of discuss the day that was that we've just had over a whiskey. And it was quite evident early on. I mean, I'm a little bit earlier in my whiskey journey than Ben, and his passion was infectious. And I sort of went away myself. Oh, what is this? What is this world? What is this this whiskey environment that Ben keeps talking? And that's how it all started. Really, I went away and sort of did my own research and found this sort of myriad of things that I used to sort of come back and, Ben, I've seen this. Ben, I've seen this. What do you think about this? Etc. Etc. So yeah, it just all come from work, really, sharing that passion together.
Awesome. Yes. So that's great. So what was your work, guys? What were you into?
So in medical devices, and as Jordan said, really, yeah, it was just, you know, we working together a lot, and you kind of build up a relationship there, and we kind of both discovered this love for whiskey that we had, and could quite quickly get away from talking around work and just talking about, you know, whiskey, really. And it was quite good, actually. And Jordan read this book called Life Leverage and said, mate, read this and then give me a call and we can have a chat. And that's kind of where the sort of the whole idea of what we're doing now came from, in that we, you know, that book kind of inspired us both to say, actually, you can turn your passion into more than just that. And yeah, so that was kind of where the seed was first laid for us to sort of think of doing something together with whiskey.
Nice. So then you come together and founded the Whisky Nest. So yeah. So tell us a bit about the Whisky Nest then, guys. Ben, if you want to go first.
Yeah. So again, it was you know, quite a few different conversations that went around. You know, we want to be doing something with whiskey. What can we do? And yeah, we both had some experience with subscription boxes with whiskey, and we found that, you know, they kind of chucked different whiskey at you. A lot of them are focused around sort of Scotch and things like that, and you know, you'd maybe like one or two of them, and the others you'd be like, yeah, I probably wouldn't drink that again. And we just thought there's got to be a different way. There's got to be a different way to help people learn about whiskey, and you see there's lots of information coming around. There's been a few sort of webinars around New World whiskey.
Yeah.
That was really where we thought, this is where we sit. This is what we're all about, is this new world of whiskey, this new way of drinking whiskey, this new way of seeing whiskey. And we thought, right, we want to try and pull all that together. And that was where, you know, the idea, the Whisky Nest, came from, because we thought we can create one place where people can come and get themselves involved in whiskey. And, you know, it's drinking it, it's appreciating it, it's gifting it, it's investing in it as well, are all the sort of things we're looking to do with the Whisky Nest.
Awesome. That sounds really good. So, so Jordan, what is the Whisky Nest then? What do you do? So, you know, you want to share this whiskey and all that sort of stuff. How are you going about it?
So yeah, one of the key things that we're looking at is introducing a subscription box, but utilizing a sort of 90 ml sample where, like Ben mentioned, you may receive a subscription box in the post that could have a 30 ml sample, and you may not like it, and that's it. Whereas we want to be able to offer our sort of subscribers an opportunity to really explore that whiskey in its full. So whether that's sort of neat, whether that's long, whether that's sort of within a cocktail, that 90 ml sample is something that we really sort of thought about carefully, so you can explore that whiskey to its full potential and really find your own way of enjoying said whiskey. So we know that everybody's got their own individual taste, but we want to be able to sort of capture that month on month, rather than having a whiskey that you don't necessarily like and having to wait another 3 months, 4 months before you actually find one that you do like. So we want to be able to offer our subscribers in an easy, simple way. So they can just go onto the website, they can subscribe to the journey, and then, yeah, within the sort of given time frame, that subscription box lands at your front door, and there'll be suggestions in there, there'll be live tastings for subscribers, etc. So yeah, I think one of the key things is simplifying that, going onto the sort of website, clicking the journey, begin there, as you can see, and that's pretty much it. And you've got that sample where you can explore it to its full.
Awesome. So I quite like that idea, really.
Mickey, sorry, that's gone live today. So
oh, perfect.
They can go.
Yeah.
They can go there today and sign up for that. So yeah.
Awesome. So I quite like the idea you get a 90 ml sample, because like you said, you know, you might get like a 3CL sample or a 5CL sample from other places and stuff like that, and you know, you have that dram, you sip that dram, and you go, that's really nice. I would like a bit more of that, or yeah, not that keen. You know, it's only 5 ml, but yeah, or oh, I like that, but I think it would go quite well with something else. But you don't have anything left of it, and you didn't really want to quite commit to a full bottle yet. So I think the 90 ml aspect is really pretty cool, quite frankly, because you can pour yourself a dram, a decent one as well, and then go and then really explore it. Take your time with it. You've got still a decent bit there, and go, do you know what? This would be great in a highball or as a base for, you know, a whiskey sour or whatever it is that you want to do with it, you know, and you've still got a decent bit left there to be able to do that with. No, I like that. I like that. And you've also got a Founders Club as well. So, guys, would you like to tell us about the Founders Club?
Yeah, so again, you know, we're going on a journey ourselves. You know, we're definitely not the experts on any of this. We're just, you know, very fanatical, and I think everyone's kind of saying there's this new world, and it's all about trying to capture that and who's it for. And we don't just see it as being new world whiskies in terms of where they come from. We see it as a new world for everyone to be involved. So you're getting away from those old preconceptions of who can drink whiskey. You know, the old man sitting in the smoky lounge, and say, look, it's all about young people. It's all about, you know, everyone, women, men. There is no kind of boundaries to it. And so the idea behind the founders was to say, look, we're starting this journey, and we really want people to come with us. And you know, we put together a nice little pack. They get a very unique bottle of Founders, which comes from yourselves, which again we're really, really happy with. It's a delicious whiskey, which hopefully you'll agree with, Mickey, when you taste it. And I say the idea is just they get involved early, and they come with us on that journey, and they're really a part of it, and they can help us shape it as we move forward, so we can make decisions, we can take their feedback on, and they almost have like a direct dial to Jordan and myself to sort of say, look, guys, I think this would work really well, or work, and you know, as I say, just really come with us on the journey and help shape the journey. Awesome.
So Jordan, how many places have you got in the Founders Club then?
So initially we had, I think it was 40, 45, I think we sort of offered at first, but it's gone really well. So we're actually down to single figures now.
Oh, wow.
So we've only got 8, I think it's 8 founders options left at the moment. So yeah, it's gone beyond our sort of initial expectations really, but like it's a great start. I mean, a lot of that has been sort of word of mouth and family and friends, as it quite often is when you're a sort of a startup. But we're having customers now signing up from further afield, and guys that have already tasted it and already dropped a line to say, guys, this is awesome. Can we get some more? And we're like, hold fire. It's a limited list at the moment. But yeah, I mean, it's great for Ben and I as well, because we're already creating that early dialogue with the founders members. And as Ben mentioned, we haven't got a final destination and end point where we want to get to. It's not defined. It is a fluid, dynamic journey that we want to take these guys on. And initially having this conversation, we've had some great feedback and some great ideas already that we're looking to sort of introduce into the new year, into the Whisky Nest. So like I say, it is a direct dial to us guys. It is a club that we want to not just be founders, it's the whole journey. So yeah, it's going really well.
Fantastic. No, that's great. So you're down to 8. So for the lucky 8 people out there, Ben, how much does it cost? And what do you get?
So it's $99.95, and what you get is, as we'd already said, you get this lovely bottle of 8-year-old Mackmyra, which again really is nice, and it's a number bottle as well that you've got. So it's something quite special to have, and it shows that you're there from the start. You're really part of the foundation of what we're doing, and hopefully helping forward. You also get it comes in a nice presentation box, and you get as well a something we've had a little bit of an issue with is a small engraved founders measure. So due to COVID, we sent some stuff off to get done and get engraved, and unfortunately they've closed down for the time being. So we just started running again. So we're hoping to get all those out, but they will be sent at some point if they're not sent with the initial bottle anyway. And then the key thing is you get the first 2 journeys. So the journey pack, which is what I've got here, is the monthly subscription. So basically they'll get the first 2 of these, which it's gone today, and it's we're really.
Oh no, looks like we lost Ben there for a minute. So Johnny, you have to take over. So we're up to we're at £99 for the founders. You get the next 2 subscription boxes with it as well. So that'll be January and February subscription boxes. Do you want to lead us on from there?
Yeah. So again, like you said, you get your first 2 months subscription boxes. You get your founders model bottle. You get your engraving, and you also get VIP access to some of our live tasting and distillery tours that with some of our featured partners that we're working with throughout the year. And you'll also get a early bird offers, the latest releases, and 10% or 15% discount off your first online store purchase.
Awesome.
Sorry, are you back, Ben?
Yeah, Ben's back. Welcome back,
guys.
Ben. The wonders of modern technology. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So obviously, when I found out about you guys, we got talking about doing this show and getting you on and all that sort of good stuff. And I thought, I'll have a look. So I went in and had a look at the Whisky Nest, and I thought, this seems pretty cool. So I put my money where my mouth is, really. And I went out and I become a founders member. So in the post, I received my box. It comes with a nice certificate as well in it. I got bottle number 10. The reason I asked for bottle number 10 was because back in the day before retiring, retiring from rugby, that is, I used to play fly half. So everybody knows not everybody obviously, but rugby people know that a fly half shirt number is number 10. So I asked for bottle number 10. So nice box, beautiful, Some good packaging in there, so that was nice. And so you get this lovely bottle, which, as you can see, I've not opened yet. So when I open it and we talk through tasting notes, etc., you'll get my actual live reaction to what it's like. So yeah, so no messing about. We'll get this open. And it comes in it's a 50 cl bottle, as most of our, as all of our reserve cask and ready casks are. So it comes with that nice heavy stopper that you get with the Moments range and with some of our other 50 cl stuff, our limited edition stuff. Oh, that smells amazing. As soon as you pop that cork, that just smells amazing. So there's no point in messing about with small drams, is there, really?
No, not at all.
So, guys, while I give this a good nose and everything like that, and have a wee taste. Obviously, nobody just wants to listen to me drone on and have a silent period for a wee bit. Ben, can you tell us about why, or in fact, and Jordan as well, obviously, but can you tell us about why you chose this particular cask?
Yeah, we're really impressed with pretty much everything we've tasted that's come from Mackmyra. And I know we're on the show and people might think, woo, but to be honest, seriously, we love what the whole concept behind what Mackmyra are doing. And in terms of that new world, it's perfect. And the different ways you're making the whiskey is really interesting, pushing the norms, pushing those barriers a bit, which we love. So, I got a bottle of Intelligence for my birthday. We've sampled all the core range and even the core range, we're so impressed with just the diversity you get within that and how easy it is to drink it all, which, for some people is maybe an issue, but yeah, Mickey, yeah, that's it.
You carry on, mate. I'll get to my bit in a minute. You carry on.
But, so we were looking at it. It was kind of a month where we thought out this idea with founders. We thought it'd be really great to offer a select few people something special, and we were looking around for then somewhere where we could quite quickly access a nice mature cask, get it bottled, and have it ready for sort of when we wanted to launch. So the turnaround time wasn't that great, and we reached out to you guys, and we were lo and behold, I spoke to Shane and kind of said, look, we've seen this barrel, it sounds lovely, Oloroso, and can you tell me about it? And he just said he'd managed to get a sample of it and was blown away by it. And we just wanted something that was going to be very drinkable, very approachable for everyone. So if you're a whiskey drinker, you would appreciate it. If you're not a whiskey drinker, or if you're very new to whiskey, you would still really enjoy it, and it'd be something that would really test your taste buds, but kind of not be something that you'd be too powerful, and not be something that would be overlooked by the more experienced drinkers. And to be honest, we were blown away. We got it and we thought it looks lovely, and the process was great, and then we thought we actually haven't tried it yet, so we better try it. And we all tried it, and again, we've all kind of said, I think this is probably my favorite whiskey right now. And again, I've got a growing room of whiskies going, but this definitely is one of my favorites, and we weren't disappointed.
Well, Jordan, do you want to add anything into that? Your thoughts?
I mean, to be fair, it's pretty much going echo what Ben said. I think one of the key things that when we were sort of looking at various different options, it was quite evident from the start that you guys were massively aligned of what we were trying to do and where we were looking to sit within this sort of market, if you like. And I think when Ben and I spoke together and we spoke to various other companies, the actual efficiency of being able to sort of work with you guys and the speed in which you guys were able to work and sort of adapt to what we were sort of looking to do quite quickly and efficiently, it just lent itself to being a sort of really smooth transaction. And like I say, when we actually finally got to sort of taste the whiskey, we were blown away. And we're genuinely not just saying that, it is a real sort of special dram in our eyes, and great for us to be part of that founder's bottle in the sense that what a whiskey to start this journey with.
Definitely. So honestly, I'm glad I signed up, guys. I was happy to part of my money. So that's fantastic. That is, you've chosen a great cask there. So just for everybody at home. So on the label, obviously the top part above the line there, where it says actually, you get to customize that yourself, etc. But below that line is everything to do with that cask. So we've got the cask number. On this occasion, it's 4942. Tells you the cask type, which is XL Rosso. It's a 30-litre cask. Recipe is elegant, which means a non-peated recipe. It's come from a secret warehouse. So I'm not too sure which one of our 5 warehouses was that. Obviously, distillery Mackmyra. The date it was filled, so that was the 20th of January in 2010, and it was bottled on the 3rd of October 2018. And obviously, once it was there, it's been bottled. It sat down in the Bodus mine, in the store in the Bodus mine, for our ready cask program. Bottled by Evelyn at the distillery, 50 cl, 41.2. By the way, guys, 41.2, right? Now, this hasn't been watered down to that strength. This isn't chill filtered. This isn't color corrected. This is how it's come out of the cask. Obviously, down in the Bodus mine, we lose more ABV than we do actual liquid because of the humidity in the mine. So that's for you science geeks to work out. I know roughly the science behind it, but yeah. All I know is that we lose the ABV a little bit faster, but we keep the bulk of liquid. So that's good by me. More whiskey, tasty whiskey, happy days. And you've got, 40 bottles. So I've got bottle number 10. Guys, first impressions are, wow. The nose is really quite nice. Guys, everyone that watches knows I'm not one for massive, in-depth tasting notes. So to stick with what I would normally do, that tastes phenomenal. You can tell there's a good sherry cask influence in there. It nicely hits you on the nose. It's not a big punch. It just nicely hits you on the nose. And it makes me want to drink it. So, it doesn't hit you like a big cash strength does, even though it is cash strength. But it's 41.2, so it's down the lower end there. But it's nice. It enters nice and smooth. The flavors come on quite nicely. Yeah, you can definitely tell that's an Oloroso cask as well. You've got some of those like those stewed fruit type of notes that you'd associate with a sherry cask finish or with a sherry cask. Yeah, that ticks the boxes, guys. So 8 more people out there. I highly recommend you get on and grab a bottle of that before it goes, because again, our ready cask program, which we'll talk about a bit in a minute, there is limited. There's not going to be another cask 4942. That's it. Once that bottle's gone, that bottle's gone. Do you know what I mean? So how did you find that then? Being you want to do something for founders members, but you can only have 40 bottles for that. So if your interest in your founders club gets bigger, shall we say, and hopefully it will you then try and source another sort of like singular single cask bottling?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we're keen to do, as mentioned, is we don't just want to cover the purely sort of the subscription side. We want to be offering people something different as well, and we've got a scheme that we're going to introduce shortly called the Nest Egg, which will be all around sort of the other side of whiskey, where you can buy limited bottles. You can even buy sort of shares in an actual cask as well. So the idea there is that you don't have to drink it to appreciate it or enjoy it and build a portfolio. And the idea of having casks which then are going to mature for however long if it's going to be 3 or 5 years, and people can pre-buy their bottles, and as you say, it'll be a limited release. Nice. So hopefully this is a great example of how good that is, and people then say, look, I'm prepared to put some money down and just wait for my bottle to mature. And we're definitely interested to make sure we've got good quality casks sitting and waiting for those people. So, yeah.
Awesome. No, that sounds great. So Jordan, how did you find the Ready Cask program then? So obviously, you spoke already that the communication with us is pretty good. So how did you find the program? How did you find out about the program?
I think initially it was just a simple internet search, probably a simple Google search, and maybe speaking to some of the other contacts we had within the industry who sort of pointed us in that direction. And quite honestly, it was seamless. I mean, Ben sort of did a lot of the groundwork in terms of reaching out to you guys, but we were sort of touching base maybe sort of every other day of how it's progressing. And I can genuinely remember with the space of 2 phone calls, it was pretty much, it's done, it's on its way, it's sorted, it's sourced, and it genuinely was that seamless. So obviously with the Whisky Nest, it's quite multi-dimensional in what we're trying to do, and trying to navigate all this through COVID and all other things that are going on. It was quite a sort of breath of fresh air for it to be so seamless. And yeah, it was such an effective way for us to sort of have an idea, source the idea, and bring it to fruition. And yeah, it was no issues whatsoever.
Awesome. So, see, the final design of the bottle label then, Ben, is that exactly how you pictured it?
We have to give a massive shout out at this point to my brother. So when Jordan and I kind of came up with this idea of something, and we kind of rolled it out to my brother, who's a very creative person. He's a wildlife photographer by trade, and then he suddenly got into photographing whiskey for us. He's created our website, he's built all our socials. So anything creative, we basically send to him with an idea, which he quickly says, "That's a load of rubbish, boys. I'll think of something better." And he comes back with something much better. So when we had the labels, and there you go. That's one of his shots. Just the idea of a different way. Changing the game. Again, just Jordan and I coming up with some weird and wonderful things, and he said, "Oh, this," and we were like, nailed it. So, but yeah, the label design was really good actually, because I reached out to Mackmyra, said, "Have you got some, that we can look at?" And then they sent us a couple of different formats, and we were like, we kind of picked. We loved the bottom bit and how it gave you all the cask information. Yeah. And then and then just being able to tailor the top bit with our own logo, the colours. It was relatively, from what I understand, was relatively simple, and you can see how effective, and how good it looks. Again, the Mackmyra bottles were really, really lovely. So. And again, my brother Sai, he's managed to capture some really nice images of that bottle in natural settings, and also in just the pure sort of store setting as well. So as Jordan said, the whole process was seamless. And one of the great things I thought was when you're on the website and you find the ready casks, and you can just go down, and we sort of said, look, we want to base it around 40, 50 people. And you've got that ability to say, how many bottles do you want? And you select it. And then from that, it tells you, you can get this many bottles from these casks. These are the casks that are available now. This is and again, so it's such a simple process. And as Jordan said, in a few days and a couple of phone calls, we were done, and the founders' bottles were being made ready for us. So it was brilliant.
Awesome. So just to give everybody a quick overview of the Ready Cask program. These are casks, 30-litre casks that are literally bottled and ready to go now. All it needs is your label on it, really. So Ben and Jordan have done that with their founder's bottle. So you go in and you go into matured casks. You see the ready casks there. It gives you a picture representation of everything that you can see there, and it gives you a description and the price. The good thing is the price you see there is the price you pay. There's no hidden extras. That is bottled, label design, taxes, duties, everything, and delivered to your door, basically. So one UK address. So we've got there. So an Exxon Rosso, so similar to what you got, 46 bottles at 43% for £2,650. That's fantastic. So into the label designer. What the guys have done, you get the bottom 2/3 of all the cask description, and then there you go, that corals. You can also, as the guys have done, you can put pictures in there as well. We've had some fairly elaborate ones. I think Whiskey Circus has got quite a big, colourful, quite elaborate one, but we've also got some very simple ones. There was a wedding one done as well. That was literally groom's name, heart, bride's name, and the wedding date that was it. So ready casks are for guys like for Ben and Jordan. They're for anybody really that wants to get hold of their own cask of whiskey without waiting 10, 12, 20 years or whatever, So guys, now you've had a good experience with us. Do you think you maybe want to lay down a reserve cask for the future?
Yeah, definitely. As we said, one of the things we want to offer to people at the Whisky Nest is that opportunity to buy quality whiskey, and something that you can look forward to that not a lot of other people are going to have. And so for us, buying something that we can leave, we can let it sit and advertise it to people, and they can obviously then, they don't have to pay that amount of money. And when you look at casks, the sort of amounts you're talking about is not a lot, because you obviously you can lose a small fortune in a cask, and then you've got to wait a long time for it to be ready, and sometimes you never even get to taste the stuff. So the fact that we can say, look, if we've got it, you can buy it, and you can buy yourself your own bottle, and as you say, you've got the opportunity to potentially label it, personalize it, and make it really special as well. And I think that's something that's really nice about whiskey that Jordan and I have both discovered in the last few years is, personalizing bottles. I did a personalized bottle for my dad for a few birthdays ago, and it just changes that aspect. And, the liquid doesn't matter as much. It's almost like that bottle's a great thing. If you've got a great bottle, a lovely label, personalized to someone significant for you, and, it's filled with quality spirit as well, I just think that's a great gift to be able to give people.
No, definitely happy with that then. So, guys, we'll be in touch and we'll talk about your reserve cask in the future. But no, definitely. So guys, the reserve cask versus the ready cask, pros and cons. Obviously, reserve cask, you've got a lot more choices of what you can do. You choose your recipe of the liquor. So you choose your wood, first of all. Do you know what I mean? Whether that be Swedish oak, American oak, ex-bourbon, or our anniversary cask, which is ex-bourbon staves with Swedish oak ends. So one of the good things about Mackmyra Spirit is it works really, really well with that ex-bourbon influence and that Swedish oak influence to balance everything out. It does give you a really good balanced whiskey. So, there's those couple, the occasion might be a sherry cask involved as well, or a port cask, or there might be some other casks knocking about depending on when. And then you get to choose your liquid. So whether that be elegant, which is our non-peated whiskey, or our smoky, which is our normal recipe that like you'd experience in Svensk Glögg, or Svensk Glögg American Skip. Or we've actually got an option for extra smoky as well. We've actually got some extra smoky liquid as well, which is the liquid but doubled. Yes, Andrew, the ready cask price includes bottling, label design, delivery, taxes, duty, the full-ish. That price you see on the website is literally the price that you pay. Everything else is taken care of. And Stevie, I am sipping on my new founders bottle from the guys at the Whisky Nest, which is 8-year-old ex Oloroso elegant recipe. So you get to choose your liquid. So you got elegant, smoky, or non-smoky. Then you get to choose your warehouse as well, where it's going to be stored. And you can really, also we've got pre-stored liquid as well. So if you wanted a pre-stored, we've got smoky and non-smoky pre-stored. That's been aged for 4 years in a 200-litre ex-bourbon cask. So it's had that nice mellow maturation. And then you can finish it in, say, like a Swedish oak cask or an Oloroso cask for, say, maybe, 6 months to a year and a half, 2 years or something like that. So you can actually do a reserve cask, but a bit quicker, which is quite good if you wanted something along those sort of lines. And then you get to choose the warehouse, whether that be down the mine or the forest warehouse. Highly suggest the forest, because what you can do as well, if you can, is get yourself over to Sweden. You can fill your own cask and then take it from the filling store and put it into the forest warehouse. I mean, that would be pretty cool, eh?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you literally pick up your 30-litre cask with liquid and walk it to the warehouse. And then a couple of years later, about 4, 5, 6 years later, or whatever you choose to do, go back over again, and you can fill your own cask into your own bottles, which is another experience that you can do at the distillery as well. So, there's I suppose the drawback from doing it, there you go. That was somebody inspecting and giving their wee cask a wee kiss. The only drawback, I suppose, well, one of the drawbacks with a reserve cask is the time waiting. Now, I'm quite an impatient person. I don't know about you guys. I'm not great at waiting for things. What about you?
No. That's the thing. It's especially when it tastes this good. No, I was going to say, I'm exactly the same. It's kind of you want something straight away if you can get it, and sometimes you think actually I'll pay a bit of a premium to get it a little bit sooner, and that's why again we were really blown away by what we got, because it was an 8-year-old and it was just ready to go, and and it's delicious, and so you kind of go, that's just ticked all the boxes really. So that's where we were really impressed with the process. So
brilliant, happy with that.
But to be fair, when you mentioned, I was just saying, when you mentioned about the reserve cask there, Micky, there's ideas already sort of floating around in my head. Could we get the Founders Club members? Maybe we can run a poll on the cask, on the flavouring and different things, and maybe sort of as a group, it could be a good idea and a good experience, something along those lines. So I think that aspect appeals, yeah.
I mean, with that many options and variables, anything's possible, Jordan. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's definitely something that we can talk about and look into for sure. So yeah, guys, well done. By the way, this is honestly, I might have to sign up for a second membership before those other 8 run out. Just to get I want someone else to try it as well, but at the same time, I don't think that bottle's going to last me very long. So yeah,
that's our problem as well, Micky, because we we're almost thinking if we end up not selling any, we've got some great whiskey to drink for quite a while, So it's fantastic. So
happy days, guys. Happy days. Right, brilliant. So yeah, I think that just about wraps us up for this evening. So guys, have you got any last words, any last plugs? You want to just quickly run over what the Whisky Nest is all about again, the subscription and the founders, just to let people know?
Take it away, Ben.
Yeah, so the Whisky Nest is all about looking at whiskey a different way. Looking at the way everyone sees it, looking at the way everyone can enjoy it, can drink it, and can experiment with it, And so we've gone live today with our journey, which is our monthly subscription box. So it's $17.95, and our first month, we're really happy to be working with one of the new kids on the block. So we're working with Mackmyra. I've actually managed to get some batch 1, which is very difficult to get hold of. So luckily they've given us some samples. So Micky, you've got that coming in January.
Yeah,
you can sign up now, and they will get their first box in January, which will contain 90 mils of Mackmyra batch 1 single malt whiskey. Also get a nice soda with it, so you can actually try their signature drink, which is called a Whiskey 6. And then from then on, we every 2 months will work with the same distillery. So I think Mackmyra is planned in for March and April, which again we're really excited about. So we've got some nice spirits you guys are going to organise for that. And again, we'll be looking at mixers or food pairings, depending what is decided to be the best way to enjoy that particular spirit that we get. I say, so you get your 90 mils, you get your can of soda or a food pairing with that. And then on the back of that, on our webpage, there's a feature all around the distillery that we're working with for those 2 months. So again, you can learn a lot more. We'll also organise an online tasting each month to cover the spirit that you get in your subscription box. And there'll also be some prizes, some giveaways, so chances to do some tours when we all can go back on and do actual tours in person. And then we've got the founders, and as we've said, the founders is kind of those people, hopefully all like-minded people that want to come on the journey and help shape the journey with us. And for that, it's $99.95. Again, we're very limited with what we've got there. So, it is first come, first serve. And when it's gone, as Micky said, it is gone. So, we really urge people to sign up for that. You then get this wonderful bottle of 8-year-old Oloroso, ex-Oloroso Mackmyra whiskey. You also then get the first 2 subscription boxes. So you'll get your January and February box, which again will contain the Necknian batch 1 single malt in January. And also you get to just come on the journey and help shape it. And as we've said tonight, you know, the options for potentially getting some casks and shaping what goes into those casks as well. That's the sort of thing the founders will be at the front line of and be able to make those decisions with us and say, you know, what do we want to drink in the future and what do we want to bottle? And that's where we're going with this whole journey. And hopefully we discover together.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Like, I am looking forward to that, guys, honestly.
As well, you also have the online shop available well that features some fantastic New World whiskies as well. So again, that's all live, and anyone listening, if they use the code launch10, they can get 10% off their any shop purchases as well. So
nice. So guys, for people out there, by the way, that don't know how rare Necknian batch 1 is at the moment, you literally have to go to auction to buy a bottle and pay about 4 times the actual original asking price. They sold out like no one's business. They're up to we're just about to release batch 4. And yeah, it's great liquid. I've got a bottle of batch 2 on my shelf, and it's great liquid. So I'm looking forward to. I missed out on batch 1, so I'm really excited to be getting some batch 1. So that's really good. So guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you both a bit better. And guys out there, don't forget the 29th of December for our whiskey show, to try some Motorhead, some Winterglud, our new moment, Shish Bash Rook, and a single cask 7386, which is a smoky Oloroso. That will cost you £28.95, and that'll be 7 p.m. So if you're stuck for something to do in between that weird space between Christmas and New Year, that nobody quite knows what day it is and what you should be having for your dinner and all that type of good stuff, the 29th we're doing an online tasting with those guys. So this is our last show of Mackmyra Life for 2020. But keep your eyes peeled for 2021 in January. We will be back. Don't forget to join us on Friday for Mackmyra In, where we'll be joined by a good friend of mine, Mike Taylor, actually, a guy called Chris McGowan, who owns Edinburgh Taylor and Company. So he'll join us on Friday for a chat about some snazzy wear and whiskey and how it all goes together quite nicely. So once again, Ben, Jordan, thanks a lot for joining us tonight. And it's a good night from all of us, gentlemen.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Raj.